Hey everybody, it's Melanie, the Carnivore Queen. I wanted to do a little mental health update for you guys. So I have recently weaned down to 25 milligrams of Zoloft. I was originally prescribed 200 milligrams, which is the maximum amount that you can take. And I have slowly weaned myself down about 25 milligrams per month over these last few months. And I was just going to give you a little update on how that's going. And so it's going very well. I would not be doing this if it wasn't going well, because I've kind of set in place some things, especially for like my husband, to recognize if my symptoms are coming back, or what's going on with that. So I am on Zoloft because I have OCD and I have panic disorder. So mine is, the OCD is pretty bad. It was. And, I've been carnivore now for 2 years. I just recently had my 2-year carnivore anniversary, February 10th. So I believe that several things have contributed to my mental health being in a good place, like it is now. Number one being that I am eating a high-fat carnivore diet. Number two, I am only consuming 8 ounces max a day of caffeinated coffee. And number three, I have stopped using social media, and I've stopped watching the news, and I try and guard my mental health from the outside world as best as I can. Obviously, I'm gonna find out about the big things that are happening, but those have significantly changed my life by doing this, utilizing those 3 strategies. So I was going to tell you guys a little quick story. I went to a child's birthday party yesterday, and I had to take my 2 little kids with me by myself, and it was to one of these indoor trampoline parks. And this was on a Sunday, and it was so crowded there that you had to park like around the building. Like it was so packed. I can't even explain to you. It was like you could jump on a trampoline for like a second, and then someone would just just rush past you and go to the next thing and the next. And it was just so many kids and people. Okay. So I'm there by myself. My husband had something else he had to do. And I have my 2-year-old with me, who's crying the whole time for me to hold her. So I couldn't put her down. So we get through this birthday party, and it was wonderful. And, they had a great time celebrating. The kids had a blast. And I get in the car to leave. And I think to myself, I can't believe I just did all that. I didn't even have 1 second there where I felt like I couldn't breathe, which, let me just tell you, I got to a point where I couldn't even leave my house. That's how bad my anxiety was. A few years ago, it started, I was having panic attacks when I was in college. Well, that's not when it started, but this was probably the worst. I was having panic attacks in college, so I thought, okay, I'm going to not go to that classroom anymore. So I'm going to drop that class. Okay, so I thought that would fix it, and it didn't. So then I started having panic attacks in that building. Then I had panic attacks going on the expressway to get to college. Then I had panic attacks getting into the car. So what happens is, when you let your panic attacks and your OCD control you, you get to where you're agoraphobic, which is you don't even leave your house. And I actually know of a lot of people that suffer with this. And it is, when I say it's debilitating, it's so much more than that. It's like being dead, but you're alive. You feel so paralyzed that you can't even leave your house for fear that you're going to have a panic attack and pass out or die. Because I know for me, when I have panic attacks, it's like I am going to die. It's the worst feeling I've ever felt in my life. And let's back up. What I was telling you is I just did something that I wouldn't have dreamed of doing. Even in the last year, there's no way that I would be like, yeah, I'm going to go to some super crowded place with a bunch of crazy kids running around screaming and crying, and I'm going to do it by myself, and I'm going to have 2 kids with me. No. Like, I'm the kind of person, see, and that's the thing, I'm not that person anymore. And so, yeah, I talked to my husband about it. I said, I can't believe that I did that. And not for 1 second did I think I couldn't do it. It never even crossed my mind that this is about to be a very stressful situation that I'm going to go into. Didn't even occur to me. So yeah, I would consider that a huge breakthrough for me, to be able to go and do something that, stimulating. It was like sensory overload. I mean, we're talking loud music, screaming children, hot. I mean, it was super hot in there because it's just sweaty children and adults jumping on trampolines. And then it was that on top of the actual birthday party with little kids and, running around crazy and opening presents and blah, And I did it. And I didn't have a panic attack. And I didn't have any of my feelings of, I can't breathe in here. I have to get out of here. Because that's usually what I would do, is think, I can't do this. I can't be in here. I can't stay in this building. I'm going to die in this building. So, I hope that this gives you guys some glimmer of hope that you can heal from OCD and panic attacks. And like I said, I eat high-fat carnivore, so I'm eating lots of egg yolks. I'm eating butter. I'm eating high-fat meat, red meat, and I have never felt better. And I am on 25 milligrams of Zoloft. I plan to reduce that down to 0 in about a month. And I've also started exercising. I've started running at a track. Like, I go to this track at the end of my parents' neighborhood, and I'll run, and I'll also go in the basement and beat up on Bob, and do some kickboxing stuff. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing. And another thing is I've been reading motivational books and staying away from soul-sucking things like, negative people, negative news, negative media, negative social media, that kind of thing. So I highly suggest, if you're going through some really rough stuff, that you seek a therapist that is trained in EMDR specifically, because I have done a lot of that, and that is an amazing thing that helps treat trauma. So even like veterans that have PTSD, EMDR can really, really change, just unravel it. It takes it and turns it into something that holds no grip on you anymore. It can take a traumatic event and literally keep it from stopping you from living your life, because that's what I was letting happen. So I hope this video helps in some way, and I will definitely be back with more mental health updates. And thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it.